you said something. I have a right to just get some
I've
clarity
answered
on
you,
it.
baby.
Can you please stop calling me that? Other people may not realize it's condescending, but like you and I are both women. We know that women call
call
each other
everyone
that
babe.
to like.
It's just
Okay,
how you're
cupcake.
I like
Yeah.
that.
All right, sweetheart.
I'm gonna
So-
call you a cupcake.
I'm just curious where what I said, how it came across that I think that men are superior.
It's just your demeanor.
How so?
It's literally just your demeanor.
Do I look like a man? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm kidding. You don't. You're actually very pretty.
Thank you. So what part of my demeanor has come across?
The way you
like, I
come
think-
across.
Can you
literally.
explain a little bit?
I do what you just did, bro.
No, bro. Saying it's just how you come across isn't giving me any clarifying
You're giving
factors.
like I hate women. That's
Do you
what you're
think so?
getting. For sure.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I get that a lot because I choose to take
So if you get that a lot, then
yeah, I do, because I take a male stance, and not a lot of people like that. However, the people that know me know that I'm actually like quite a girl's girl, and I'm both. So just because somebody may have like an understanding or bring a perspective of men doesn't mean that they're just like naturally against
no, I
women.
agree, but I think it's just how you
I
come
am
across
not a
as
girl's girl. I
person.
like real bitches
I
only.
love men and I love women. I love both equally, but I still don't come across that way.
So what about my demeanor though has come across like I think men are
So
superior?
no, it's just your energy, man. You're just kind of soul sucking.
I'm
Not
soul
in a good,
sucking.
not in a good way.
Okay. I'm wondering if you can clarify on that a little bit.
Bro, I just did.
The only buddy
Okay.
sucking souls here is you, lady.
I
okay?
love
Yeah.
to suck so.
She not sucking
Sorry.
my
I
soul.
don't know if that was inappropriate, but how you coming for my girl Chloe, bro?
I know
Yeah,
you're
I'm
just,
just- I'm
Hey,
just
put
confused.
some
I think-
respect. Put some respect on my
No, I
girl's
think
name.
she's totally hot, but
I
like,
think that
Homegirl.
this
you're
goes.
a homegirl.
My Caucasian.
This,
You're my
we-
Caucasian, Chloe.
We were talking earlier about how like women will excuse certain like behavior coming from women, and I think this is like somewhat ties into it, where like everybody's a girl's girl until another woman goes against maybe like your basic beliefs or what maybe you think women
But
should.
that's how you come across to me because I don't.
But
Believe,
you can't give me an actual reason as to why. You're just like, well, it's your
if you let me
demeanor.
talk, you fucking do it.
Well, I do.
Girls,
Just not saying anything of substance.
that's how you come across to me. You're saying, "Oh, a girl's girl," until you do something that you don't agree with. I do something you don't agree with, and then you immediately come for my job because
Can
you don't
give me
agree
an-
with it.
Can you give
'Cause
me an example?
Yeah, give an example.
The fact that I love God and I love pussy, like you.
Wait, that was me.
actually
That was mostly me,
yeah.
yeah.
So I don't really think you have a reason. I think that you see a woman that's taking like a male stance and trying to give perspective, which is equality, by the way. I think you said that you were.
But it's not if you're taking a male
feminist.
stance, then you should be taking both stances.
I have.
That's
If you've paid attention,
feminism.
I actually
Sorry,
have.
Me, man. You straight me.
So. Okay. Well, I think maybe I'm saying some things that you are out of your perspective and you don't like that, so you want to label me
okay,
as.
babe.
It just sounds like you're
Whatever.
talking
Okay,
about
sweetie.
her energy and not like
It is
her
just an
actual
energy
standpoint.
vibe.
Not-
It is just an energy vibe.
Okay.
Yo, Crazy Ace, thank you for the gifted 10 subs. I don't know why it's not letting me pull it up, but thank you, man. Appreciate it. Did you want to continue on, Chloe, or?
No, I don't think she's willing to have I don't think she has an actual reason. I think she sees a men's rights advocate and automatically assumes that we like suck men's dick. But
Well,
if
I
you're
do,
familiar
so-
with me or my content, I call both out
I'm not
very
familiar with
equally. So, but I appreciate your judgment. I'm sorry I'm coming
Okay.
across that way.
That's okay.
Don't
babe.
know how.
The
but
Scottish.
It is.
Scots,
You're a little
just-
fiery.
Maybe it's the Romanian in me. I don't know. Just come
Oh.
off aggressive.
Scone's better, but
Maybe.
I love it.
She loves it. Okay. How about this? Women are just I know not all of you had a chance to do the questionnaire, but I'll just ask it to everybody. Women are just as physically strong as men. Summer, you agree with that statement? And I believe that's it.
Shit.
Do you think women are just as physically strong as men?
I mean, I think it depends on the individual, but as a whole, I
Generally.
would say no.
Generally, what do you think, Texas?
I don't think women are stronger than men at all.
You said women are just as physically strong as men. Why is that?
I think it depends on the man. So, like, if
Yeah,
you're
so-
a weak man and I'm a strong
Yeah.
woman, we're the exact
Right.
same.
So I agree that there are definitely women who are some women who are physically stronger than men. Absolutely. But in totality, if you were to compare.
Also, we have like a what is it? Like our pain perspective or whatever it is. Like we handle
Oh, the
pain a lot
pain
better.
threshold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we handle pain a lot
Dis-
better than
disagree.
men.
On the inside, but
little bit,
physically, accepting the fact that a man could beat my ass will get me out of a lot of situations.
Oh, for sure. But like, if I'm a very strong woman and a very weak man stepped up to me, I'm gonna beat his ass.
I think a man that's weak, perceived as weak, could still beat your ass because ain't nothing like a man's strength, in my opinion.
But if he's weak,
That's just a fact. Actually,
But
it's
how
not
about
even my opinion.
the
That's a
average
fact.
strength? Are men on average stronger than?
probably, yeah. But if it's a weak
Probably.
man
Well,
and
yeah,
I'm a strong
of
woman,
course.
then it's the same. She'll taste like
Right, but there's
I'll
more.
titty slap him.
Well, I guess I'd frame it like this: there's more strong men than there are strong women.
Yeah, biologically, men are stronger.
Okay.
Okay, nothing to push back on then.
Nah, sorry.
Women can't be sexist towards men. Would you agree with that? Women can't be sexist towards men.
Women can't be like.
Well, here I'll
what-
change the framing so I guess it makes a bit more sense. People of color can't be racist towards white people. Do you agree with
I
that?
do, yeah.
Okay, going around the table. What do you think?
I agree.
You agree? What about you?
Sorry, I agree.
That women can't be sexist towards men.
No, people of color can't be racist towards white people.
I mean, they are all the time, but
Okay, so you disagree. Okay. What about you?
I agree.
Okay, like a black person can't be racist towards a white person. Okay.
They are.
What do you think? Can a person of color be racist towards a white person?
Yes.
Yes? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, they can be.
Mike's,
Yes, they can.
Chloe?
I see it every day. Yes, they can.
So you said, no, they can't, no, they can't, no, they can't. Why is that?
Well, I think that, I mean, obviously you can make discriminatory jokes towards any race, but I think that the concept of racism holds a lot more weight than towards people of color than it would towards white people. So I think that racism in the true sense of the word, white people can't experience that because we've been on top forever. Like,
Okay, what do you think? I'll respond after.
I agree. Like, I don't think that, like, if someone was to call me, like, a white slur, like, I wouldn't be offended by it.
like it
Not
wouldn't
any white
affect you in
slurs.
the same way as
Yeah.
what I mean.
But then by this logic, if a black person was offended by like somebody calling them a racial slur,
Yeah, because
I would
they've-
still like from the outside
But it might offend
perspective-
other black people.
Yeah.
Sure, but calling a white person a white slur could offend some white people.
But I would say way proportionally
Sure,
less.
I'd be willing to grant that, but it would still offend some white people.
Yeah, but I don't think it really has much volume behind the word.
Right, but
So if you were to call me like a but if Jenny was to call
There's
me a
no
slur because
history
she's
behind
English,
it.
I would be offended. But I feel like
oh, like a anti-Scottish slur or
yeah,
something?
there's
have
multiple.
Yeah, there's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking about something earlier. I don't remember specifically, but it was something about how they like banned white men from going into a place.
Yeah,
because-
Thailand. They've banned white men from the UK from going into Thailand because they kept killing the prostitutes in Thailand. So
Wait, really?
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, white people aren't allowed in white
No,
men?
so they've like, see if you're like a white man going to Thailand alone for a long period of time, it's substantially a lot harder now to get in because
really? I
yeah,
didn't know
because
that.
of what happened.
Yeah, I just think that that's a bit of a good example
Isn't that like
on how.
I don't think that's
70% of their
racist.
economy?
I think so.
Just
But I don't
white-
think that's
white dudes
racism
trying to
against
bait.
men.
That's
I think that's
protect.
based
Yeah.
on
Right, but if
statistics.
you look at like statistics, if statistics in America show that like marginalized groups commit
Also, that's nothing to do with color because if you're white, like white
Wait,
in
is
the
it
UK,
white
I
men
didn't-
or just
it was
men?
white men. I didn't
are
actually
banned from
finish,
going
though.
to Thailand?
it's
Are you
like
sh-
it's not like they're like
I'm-
you're specifically banned.
I'm
There's
googling it. I can't
harder
even.
laws.
I can't see any. Anyways, whatever.
UK.
Yeah, so in Canada, I think it's black and indigenous people disproportionately commit more crimes than like white or South Asian or things like that. So if we were to start like segregating, black or indigenous people based off of crime stats, I just think that would be racist. So I'm not really taking an opinion too much on the Thailand stuff. I'm not educated enough on that topic. I'm just saying I think that's a great example of how looking at someone for their skin color and judging them on the actions of others does affect those who didn't do anything.
I think that's an interesting point but I also think it's very different because that was based truth is people of color in most countries, especially ones that are, like the United States, are like a lot of the, crime stats. It's true. Maybe, they did commit those crimes, but a lot of it is because of the position they would put in historically.
I agree
And
with you.
so, and that's just completely
Ancestral
different than
laws.
white people going to a different country and killing prostitutes.
You might have a good point there.
But what I'm confused, why do you think people of color can't be racist. I don't get that.
It's
part.
not, it's not that you can't say something racist. Like, you
Yeah.
could say, I hate white people this, whatever. But I think that it doesn't hold the same weight as it would towards a
But
black
if you're
person.
a black, business owner or landlord, and you choose like, I'm not going to hire white people, or I'm going to not rent to white people, like are you saying like there are not the means or the methods there for black
Well, I
or
mean, that's
colored people
discrimination
to be
for sure, but I think I guess what I'm saying is that
Like, the avenues are there,
racism
I
in the
get-
sense of like prejudice isn't the same.
I don't think we're talking about systemic racism. I think we're talking like one-to-one, personal.
Yeah.
I hate you because of your skin color. Would you agree
I
that
just
there's a
think
bit of a
it's-
difference there?
I just think it's offensive to say that black people cannot be racist, because we have had y'all wouldn't be able to fight for anything if it wasn't for black people in this country. We were the first movement, civil rights movement. So for starters, I don't think that it's fair to say black people can't be racist because we fought for our power and our rights. So saying that black people cannot be racist is saying that we don't have power, which is basically condescending to the
Isn't
civil
it-
rights
yeah,
movement.
isn't it-
No, it's not about.
Isn't it kind of
But
racist?
I also get what you're saying. It doesn't impact white people the same way that it does somebody like me.
Right.
If somebody
Yeah.
was to be racist
That's
towards
all
me,
I'm saying.
rather
I mean,
than
I
y'all.
agree. I don't think-
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay, then I won't.
But wouldn't it, saying like, isn't it almost baked in racism to say that black people can't do X? Like, they can't be, like,
I think what
I
we're
think
saying
you
is like
know
it
that
doesn't
that's
hold as
not a
much
valid
gravity.
point. Are you
It's a
kidding
little
me?
bit.
You're
You're trying to be
smiling while you're saying
problematic.
it.
I don't know, it could be. And then you also think that black people or people of color, whatever, can't be racist?
I think personally, I've never had anyone be racist towards me. I think
But is it possible?
yes and no. I'm on like. I know you're rolling your eyes, but
Oh,
I'm listening to
moving
what
my
everyone
head.
else is saying.
I wasn't rolling my eyes.
Okay, I just went then. It's fine.
No, I wasn't rolling my eyes.
No, I'm trying to listen to everyone's points, so my opinion can change throughout when everyone is speaking.
Oh, so your opinion has changed, or?
No, it's still on the fence. I feel like
Okay.
they can be racist, but it doesn't, as they were saying, it doesn't hold as much.
Gravity.
Yeah, because we've always been, well, I personally have never,
Neither.
like, been involved in a situation.
Like,
Also,
somebody
it's
calling
a
you a
lot different.
cracker or something isn't gonna offend
Wait, just
you.
just for platform rules, just don't say that term.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
sorry.
It's okay.
That's what I'm saying, though. I didn't even think that was offensive. That's why I said it.
I don't find it offensive, but YouTube and Twitch have an issue with
Fair enough.
slurs.
Yeah, so I had a weird experience. I had a weird experience with it once where I was hired to come help these guys in Toronto with their podcast, and they were all Jamaican, so all black. And I'm sitting there in the meeting. Again, they hired me, and this one guy, this young guy, is just like fucking rude. He's like rolling his eyes at everything I'm saying, staring at me, shaking my head. And so I stopped the meeting and I was like, what's your problem with me? Like, you guys hired me to be here. Why are you being so rude? And he looked me dead in my face and he's like, my mom taught me not to trust or be courteous to white women with tattoos. And I was like, dude, I would literally never look at you and treat you differently or make an assumption because of your skin color. So why are you doing it to me? So I actually have received it. I would agree that it's probably more rare, like black people 100%, any marginalized group. They definitely take on the weight of racism far more, but I'm just saying it does fucking happen, and I experienced it, and it was weird.
When the UK becomes a Muslim majority country,
Fuck off.
do you
Canada,
think?
That's not going to happen.
Really?
Please trust me when I say
Okay.
news.
don't read the news.
The UK
Scotland is a
colonized
white
everybody. You think
country.
they're going to be colonized?
I think they are, honestly.
Trust me. Have you been lately?
Have I been? No,
To the
I haven't
UK?
been.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
When-
The UK is predominantly white. Has always been predominantly white. There's Muslims. We don't care. You're only seeing like the news taking some crazy things. We had it for trans people a month ago. It's not a big deal. Like, it isn't. They're not pushing an agenda, especially not in Scotland anyway.
Hold on, isn't London?
They're not marching
wait,
for
hold
Sharia
on.
law?
London, is London the capital of?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've literally lost your capital.
Yeah.
You've literally lost
Have
the
we?
capital. You've literally lost your capital. Hello?
Bro, have we?
Have you been?
Yes.
Have you been?
No, I haven't
Where
been.
did you get this from?
Where have you got your
In
Hold on.
Canada,
There's
they have
literally
travel
there's.
advisories,
Do you
actually,
think
not to
London
go
is
there.
safer? Do you think London is safer today or 30
London
years
has
ago?
never been safe.
Yeah.
Is it
London's never
safer?
been
Was it
safe.
safer 30 years ago, or
No.
is it safer today?
London has never been
You mean
safe.
with all the stabbings and the knife crimes?
Oh, I knew this
Women
was going to
being
happen. I knew
attacked.
this was going to happen.
I mean, they get attacked everywhere.
This has always been a problem. London has always had knife. Scotland, London, they've always had knife crime. Always.
Oh.
I mean, people
Always.
say that about New York too. New
Yeah.
York is way safer
It's
than it used to
nothing
be.
to
But people
do
pull
with
up random
Muslims.
stats all
Yeah,
the
that's-
time.
It's
true.
never been anything to do with Muslims. It isn't to do with Muslims now. This is just the agenda that they're pushing because they want something to blame. It was trans people a month ago.
Look,
Now
all
they're
I'm
all over
saying, demographically, there's a lot of shift going on in Europe, a lot of shift. And essentially, by the way, white people are a minority, globally speaking. And
Not in the UK. Please trust us.
no,
There's barely
hold
any
on.
black people in
When
Scotland.
I say globally, I'm talking globally. So like white people are a minority, globally speaking, and we have, there's European countries that for most of all of human history basically were white,
Romania's.
basically white,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, in 30, 40, 50, 60 years. You look at Amsterdam, you look at in the Netherlands, you look at what's happening in France, you look at what's happening in the UK, you look at Germany. These are no longer, they're going to become.
Well, that's also
There
just
are
because
white people
travel is more
everywhere.
accessible.
That is, y'all are not a minority.
but I
White
do have
people-
to
hold on.
say,
people are
White
not a
people
minority.
are a global minority. You
No,
can
can
look
we
it
talk
up.
about
White
the
people are
Irish
everywhere.
people that have immigrated from Ireland to New York? Can we talk about the people from
sure, I guess.
London
Okay.
who have immigrated to Australia? Like, why is it a problem
It's just
when it's people of color?
Wait, hold on.
it's just travel that's more
It's just
accessible.
travel.
but he's not.
Wait,
he's
that's
not
not
necessarily
traveling, it's
saying it's a
immigration.
problem.
Yes,
But
he's
people
saying
can
it
do
is
it more
happening.
accessibly now.
No, I am right. White
No.
people are a global minority.
Sure. But they're not a marginalized community.
I see them
What is the
everywhere.
point of them being a global minority? Why are you bringing
Well, I
that
guess
up?
it depends, like, what your sense of, like, marginalized is. But if, like, in your own country, I guess my question would be, do you think there's anything wrong with Japan, for example, not wanting to take in immigrants? Like, do you think that's wrong if Japanese people want Japan to remain Japanese?
No, that's their country. They can do what they want.
That's their country.
But so what
fucking
would be
destroying our
wrong with
country right now.
European countries wanting, their culture to, like, maintain?
The majority of us don't want that. Like, I'm dead serious. The majority do not want that. If you look at Scotland, there was this, what are they called, like far right, Tommy Robinson.
Yeah, Tommy Robinson.
So the Tommy Robinson people came to Scotland, came to Glasgow. They were pushed back by other people. There was like 10 of them that showed up.
Yeah,
Hundreds pushed them back.
Can we can we clarify that we're not advocating for like white supremacy or like xenophobia or
No.
anything?
No one
let me
thought-
just
we didn't
clarify
think
that.
No,
that
I don't want to be a
at
part of
all.
I
that
Just trying to
do
make
have,
you
I do have to say
understand.
though, and this is just from personal experience. I first went to Europe when I was 16 years old. I studied abroad in Spain. I go every year, a few times a year for work. I have noticed in the past few years, every time I go, with the influx of African migrants, I don't live there, so I can't say I want them or not. But they are coming up to your car. You're just trying to walk down the street in Italy, Germany. They are trying to sell you things. They're
You guys asked
Like-
if I've been to London.
Wait,
so
what did that have to do with anything?
well, what I'm saying is to say that there has not been an influx of migrants
No,
that
we're
are
not saying
changing
that. We're
the.
just saying it's not necessarily a problem. We're not actually, like,
But I
people
mean-
don't see it as a problem where we're from.
I have one of my closest friends is a dual citizen. She comes back and forth from England. I have other very good friends that live in the Netherlands. They are saying it is a problem, that there isn't been an increase in stabbing because obviously you guys don't have firearms. But where she lives in The Hague,
Where
there's
does she live in England? Do you know?
I know that
Not you googling the facts. That's
I
you.
don't remember that. I know it's somewhere in the south of the country.
Oh, okay.
um,
Yeah, the south
but-
is a bit more stabby than the north.
Britain's always been stabby. It's their thing.
But I have friends in the Netherlands that are saying the same thing, that live in The Hague. That my personal experience, last time I went to Naples, Italy, I was being followed. I was, because I like walking around by myself, and
Yeah.
you're like,
Follow about what, black people?
by migrants. I don't know if they are black or Middle Eastern or.
But you know, this has always been well, obviously we're not told, but every time we go to Italy, it's always the same. It's not like this isn't like a problem that has literally just happened. It's not a problem at all.
I guess it's just you're just noticing.
You're
it
just
more.
noticing it now because more people are talking about it on the news. Like we've always had migrants, like the UK.
Wait, but you've let in, hold on, all these European countries have there's been a total floodgate opening of immigration. Yes, there were immigrants back in the 70s, of course, but there's been massive floodgate opening. It's happening in Canada, the USA, it's happening all over Europe. And I mean, if this was happening in the reverse, you guys it would be called colonialism.
No, I don't think it. Well, if their country was taking over our country, they're running away from something. They're running away from a war, and we're letting them in.
That's not colonialism.
It's not
I think we
colonialism.
should accept refugees. I think.
Yeah, but no, most of these people.
And we do.
Hold on, a lot of these people that are immigrating, it's not because of crime, or it's not because of war. It's for economic reasons. There's much more prosperity.
Well, that's
in the
another
West.
thing to run away from. Is
Yeah.
I mean, that's still fine.
Right, but
poverty.
so then
okay.
the situation in those countries just gets worse and worse. There's brain drain on these countries. Of course, the most intelligent, intellectual people, they would be best suited to help build up their own country. But if they all leave, you have what's called brain drain, and then what are you going to do? The country just gets worse and worse. What's
Not my
wrong with
country.
building up their countries?
Thank you. You're literally
It's not-
describing Canada right now. I don't know what the hell has happened, but as a liberal, the liberals have fucked up the country. We're talking about bringing people in and giving them $4,000 a month to live when Canadians can't even pay their own fucking bills
I
and
heard
buy
about this, the
groceries.
sponsorship.
It is so bad. It's so bad.
I was just in Edmonton, and
Our neighbor.
okay.
Yeah, I'm from Calgary.
Okay. Oh, that's right there.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I was just there, and the Uber driver just gave the whole. He was just he's like, you just seem like you're nice to talk to, and then next thing you know, he just told me the whole shindig with the whole sponsorship thing. So it's ironic
yeah.
that you mentioned
So
that
you're aware
because
of
literally not even 2 weeks ago, I just learned about that whole.
I'll give an
background.
example. So I actually have dual citizenship. I'm America first. No, in France. I was born in France, but I had my mom's American, so dual citizenship, whatever. But of course, my loyalties must remain with the U.S. But I was born in France. I lived there till I was 5, whatever. Moved here, and I've been back over the years. I remember when I was a kid going to the Eiffel Tower. A lot's changed in 30 years.
Yeah, that
a lot,
happens.
Yeah, but for the worse. So I remember I could go to the Eiffel Tower. There weren't barricades. There weren't anti-terrorist soldiers stationed around with rifles everywhere. When I went, and this was 10 years ago in 2014 when I went back to France and I went to the Eiffel Tower, there were soldiers everywhere with guns. I don't remember that when I was a kid. That wasn't.
Yeah.
I do. We do.
Oh, you guys, how old are you guys? You're in your mid-20s. I'm
27.
36. You guys were not alive when I was 5 when I went to the Eiffel Tower as a
I
kid.
remember when you were 5.
Yeah.
Hold on. When you're 5.
when you were 5?
Hold on. When you're
No, I
5,
don't remember
you.
when I was a child.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Well, I don't remember. Hold on. I don't remember things when I was 1 or 2, but I definitely remember things when I was 5. And then I went back when I was 7, when I was 9. But then when I went in 2014, 10 years ago, that's when I saw the soldiers. So there's absolute massive shifts going on in
I agree,
France.
there's changes.
France has let in a bunch, and there's a lot of crime. There's been a bunch of terrorist attacks in France. It's just a sad state of affairs when you could go to the Eiffel Tower and there weren't a bunch of barricades and there weren't soldiers with guns. Now there are.
Yeah, didn't somebody behead their teacher due to religious
Doesn't that happen in
reasons?
America all of the time? Don't you guys have this?
in Dallas.
Yeah.
You guys,
it
if you're
happened
going to
one time.
speak into the mic.
It happened one time, right? And it's a problem. It happens in your country all the time, and it's not a problem. So what's the difference?
Wait, it is a problem when it does happen in
No,
our
but
country.
why is it used as a statistic when it happens one time in one country and a bunch of years when it happens in your country multiple times daily?
What are you talking? Terrorist attacks?
No, attacks, violence, gun violence, knife violence, all of this stuff.
Yeah, that's a bad thing happening
yeah, it's an
in this
awful
country.
thing. But why is it only used against immigrants in Europe? Do you know what I'm saying? Am I coming across? Do you understand
Yeah,
what
I
I'm saying?
understand what you're saying.
Yeah, like you're saying, oh, but someone was beheaded in Paris. That's awful. Yes, it is. It's really, really awful. It's horrible. It happens here. Why is that not used as a statistic here?
Yeah,
well, I think
mean,
for a starter, how much bigger the U.S. is compared to other countries. I mean, if you look at like these incidents per 100,000 people, I'm sure that the incident rate is probably way closer than if you look at the U.S. as in its entirety and all the incidents that happen in the U.S. with the 370 million people we have here compared to the population of France or England. Of course, it's going to be disproportionate with the population. It doesn't mean that we're a more violent country.
No, I'm not saying you're a violent country at all. I'm just saying that like you can't use one thing and be like, oh, the migrants are taking over because one singular person beheaded someone somewhere in Paris, because it just makes no sense.
Oh, of course. But I think, even if you go to the Eiffel Tower now, right, you have everybody, all the migrants lined up selling things on the street.
There's
right?
always been licky man.
And then the police came and they all come they pull the towel and they run. Yes, it has always been there, but I go to Europe every year, multiple times a year.
I go
and I know you guys live there, but I also am traveling to different parts. I'm not necessarily like if you go to my hometown and you try to use that as representative of what's going on in the entirety of the United States, you're going to be disappointed and you're not going to get an accurate reflection on what's happening at different parts of the country. I can only give like anecdotal evidence of this. I don't know the statistics, but I have seen in my last decade going every year that things have changed. There has been an influx of migrants. I don't know if that necessarily is related to the certain incidences that are happening. And I'm certainly not excusing racism or anti-immigrant rhetoric.
Of course.
Whatever. However, I think
what would be wrong with anti-immigrant rhetoric?
Well, I just don't know enough about the statistics to make any sort of claim that the immigrants are the causation.
To be clear, illegal immigration. But look,
yes.
you're saying, yeah, there are specific individual acts of violence, but like when we're making criticisms of illegal immigration, or even there's even valid criticisms of just basic level immigration that's even legal. There's other impacts beyond just crime or beyond like specific acts of like terrorism or whatever it is. We can look economically. There's massive negative economic impacts to this too.
Could you name them?
Oh, absolutely. Increasing rent prices.
And that's the immigrants' fault?
Well,
Is that
if
not
you
the
have
rich
a
people's
limited,
fault?
like housing is not infinite. So if you have a limited housing supply and you're like, there's an influx of like 50, 100,000 people into an area, yeah, that's going to drive rental prices up.
So I'm talking for my country.
Is anybody here with the current rental prices anywhere?
I'm talking for my country.
Okay.
In Scotland, the problem isn't immigrants. The problem is people buying multiple properties and then, I can't talk
Look,
about properties.
look,
and
just to be
upselling
clear,
them.
rental prices.
That's why the rental prices are high.
Hold on. Obviously, this is a multivaried issue. I'm not saying the entirety of the blame. Yes, it could be greedy landlords. It could be corporations that are scooping up properties. Mm-hmm. It could be all these things in total. But this is one of the negative components to immigration. Is they have to live somewhere. They're occupying the housing stock that could otherwise go to citizens of the country.
Yes, but we also do that in not their country, but we also do that in Australia. We also do that here in America. Like Scottish people, Irish people, English people migrate to America. You just have a housing problem. Why is it only
There's
a
not
problem?
a lot of illegal immigration from Scotland.
There's a lot from Ireland. There is. And New York.
Of illegal.
From New York.
I mean, maybe like 100 years. Hold on.
No, trust
Irish
me, I know
hold
of
on.
them. I know people that are working in America illegally. Like, it's very...
Okay, fine. Then
Not
we should
doubt them.
deport the illegal Irish too, then.
No, I love the Irish people. I don't think you should report anyone.
Okay, but like... Okay, sure, I guess.
Like, why is it only a problem when it's someone like fleeing from a war-torn country? Why is it only
Mexicans
a
are
problem?
not fleeing
We're
from a
not
war-torn country.
we're not talking about refugees. We're talking
Mexicans in
about
Scotland.
immigration. They're two different
I'm
things.
talking about the U.S.
Oh, we don't.
Yeah,
Really
we
know
were
much
talking.
about-
We don't. We're talking about our country.
No, you were talking about even in America, there's Scottish and
That's supposed
Irish
to be a
immigrants.
Scottish accent.
No, that's just my. mocking.
It wasn't very
town,
good.
guess.
I think what she was saying is that there's migrants to Scotland, but there's also migrants leaving Scotland and going to different countries.
that's how it works. People move.
I think she was saying there's like a give and take.
I mean, if you're trying to point this out like as a sort of own, like, oh, Brian, I'm sure you're fine with the illegal immigrants from Scotland, I'd be like, no, I'm not fine with any of them.
No, but no one ever talks about it. No one
Talks
ever
about what?
No one ever is like.
We
oh,
talk
it's
about
a
it here in the
problem.
USA.
Well, you
Wasn't
hear
there
it?
just massive protests?
Yeah, there's
about,
massive protests across the UK.
There's no.
But there is.
I literally, Nick,
There
find that
is.
video.
It's just
Find that
London.
video.
It's just London. Like,
Okay,
please.
it's
London
just
isn't
London.
the whole of the UK.
It's not.
There were protests.
There was
Just all-
protests in Scotland. They got There was like 10 people that showed up.
There
Okay.
was one flag in my hometown, and then the newspaper wrote about it, and someone took it down.
Yeah,
So-
it's not like a big like. I respect you. I respect all of you here. Please, don't listen to the news. It's not, or your statistics, because we live there. We see it. There's if you put up a fucking like.
Wait, this is a crazy thing because, like, well, I live in Santa Barbara, which is like one of the highest cost living of cities in California, and like things here are mostly the same in Santa Barbara. But if you look at other regions of California, you look at other places in the United States, immigration, especially legal immigration, absolutely has had impact in
I
communities.
think USA and the UK is very
We're
different
so
because
different.
Right, but I couldn't look, like, for example, Montecito is like the wealthiest places in the country. It's just 10 minutes down south. Oprah Winfrey lives there. Who's the prince that moved? Prince Harry lives here with his wife, Meghan Markle. Ellen DeGeneres. Who else? Rob Lowe. A bunch of rich, famous people live just 10 minutes away from here. 10 minutes away, like Santa Barbara, rich, snazzy, whatever. Yeah, I can go to the beach in Montecito and everything can look okay, but that doesn't mean that other regions of the state of California or other regions in the U.S. aren't feeling the impact.
So I'm speaking about my country, Scotland, and I'm telling you, there's no problem.
There's no problems in Scotland. Okay.
There's problems in Scotland.
I don't
of
know
course,
about
but
Scotland.
We don't have a migrant problem. We don't.
Well, I don't know about Scotland, but I know in England.
England,
where I
do
live,
we?
there's no issue. I'm in the Midlands, so
That's amazing.
there's no.
That's great.
Thank you.
But just because, okay,
And we also
like,
know people from
what-
London that-
What's the population of your city?
I don't know the statistic. I'm sorry.
What city are you from?
Manchester.
Wait, Manchester's pretty big. Wikipop.
It's not that big, to be
No, it's
fair.
kinda
I mean,
small.
500,000 people in Manchester.
Is that big?
You're telling me there's no immigrant? Okay, I mean,
No, we're not.
there's no
saying
immigrants
that.
in Manchester.
We're
Okay.
not. We're not saying that. We're saying like what you're seeing on the news. Everyone like protesting against them. We don't actually we don't care. Do you know immigrants built Glasgow? Like Glasgow's full of immigrants. Always has been.
We're not
Glasgow
saying there's no
invented chicken
immigrants.
tikka masala, which is like an Indian dish.
I'm pretty sure our national dish is curry.
It is like we, especially Glasgow, especially Edinburgh. We don't have a problem. Like we like it. We like the immigrants. They're
Wait,
fine.
I'm just okay. So you're saying not an issue, like we don't see it, but actually, yes, there are like.
Of course, there's immigrants. There's immigrants everywhere, but like it's not an issue. No one is saying like we don't. There's no protests. There's obviously there's protests.
There's a protest in London.
Yeah, but there's counter protests against it. The people that try to protest, especially in Scotland, I've been told. Basically,
Can I ask you a question though? Let's say
course.
that I'm right on this
Okay.
issue, and in 50 years' time, the UK, England, Scotland, whatever. It's no longer a white majority country,
Okay,
and it's no longer a Christian country even.
never has been.
We're not really that
Hold
religious.
on, what?
in
England
the
has
UK.
never been a Christian country?
We're
That
Don't you
is
have your own
cooked.
church?
We're not
The
religious.
Church of England?
It's not like we're. We're not religious.
Well, okay, modern day.
Yeah.
Modern day, but the Protestant. Well, hold on.
Yes,
You go to
yes, we
church
know
every
this.
Sunday. How can
Oh,
you?
she's
Yeah,
religious,
but
but
I go to
majority-
church every
majority
Sunday.
isn't.
There's no one there.
Okay.
We're
Look.
not a religious country.
I'm just saying, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but there could be demographic shift in these countries.
Yeah, of course.
No
And you
one's
look at the Scandinavian countries, Sweden, Norway, etc. They've had massive influxes, and these are small countries. I believe Sweden is like around 10 million. Norway's like 3 to 4 million or something like that. Maybe these are stats from a couple years ago. They've taken in massive amounts of people, and it's like, well, okay, what does it mean to be Swedish? What does it mean to be Norwegian? What does it mean to be British?
I think it just what you make it.
Yeah.
It's all about individuality.
Well, can I be Nigerian?
if you want it.
Can I move to
Sure. No,
Nigeria
probably
and
not.
become a Nigerian?
That's what you want, babe.
Look,
I mean, that's a bit silly.
I'm from Canada, and if anybody knows anything about Canada, we like preach, live, breathe by multiculturalism. So in Canada, in no way are we like, you know, it needs to be predominantly like white or, I mean, even indigenous. I mean, we fucking annihilated indigenous people just to colonize it. It was really fucked up. So, but nobody in Canada is like, oh, you know, fuck multiculturalism. But the fact of the matter is that our government is letting in literally hundreds of thousands of migrants while forgetting about their own people. So we're having a lot of different issues. We're having a housing crisis. We're having an increase of crimes. We're having an increase of sexual assaults. And that's by no means to be like immigration's bad. I believe in immigration. I mostly believe in like refugees. I think as Canadians, I think we should accept people that are fleeing, you know, war, oppression, things like that. But at the same time, our government needs to take care of the people because they're not. They're giving all of this money to people who are immigrating here. We're buying up all the houses and nobody can fucking live. Like, I make great money and I'm so lucky for that. But like, what the hell would I do? Like, I don't know how the average Canadian's living. They're just not. So it's not that like immigration's bad and we need like all white people or all people from the, you know, original ethnicity. It's just, I think the point is that like countries need to take care of their own people before giving away all the funds to shit that doesn't even like
Of course.
fucking
And
affect
Scotland
us.
specifically, we do.
Amen.